Hey everyone, Decent Eddie here. It's Monday, July 7th, 2025. Right now, my confident moneyline picks are sitting at 79%. I'm at 63% for all WNBA moneyline picks. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for daily picks before tip-off on the day of the game. And remember, always check matchups and injury news about 20 minutes before tip-off because data only tells you part of the story. And learning of players suddenly being out or being back can shift things massively. My goal is to help you make more informed and statistically grounded decisions. While my data set focuses on moneyline picks, my analysis may also be useful for spread and over-under bets. Let's get into today's games. It's Valkyries versus Dream. Dream get a danger pick. With an implied no play by me on the money line. That differential of only 0.869 in their favor is pure danger. Historically, when my numbers show a differential under a 1, it means the win probability for that money line pick is about 50%. So my system is waving a big yellow flag, telling you there's no clear statistical edge for an outright win. The books and I see things a little bit differently. The books have the Dream as 6.5-point favorites with a 75% chance for the Dream to win. That's their implied number. The over-under is sitting at 158.5 points. So what's actually happening on the court here? The Dream are a consistent team. They're sitting at 11-7. They've got a potent offense overall, but recently they've not been performing exceptionally well. They're absolute beasts on the boards. They're tough at home with a 7-3 record. However, they've dropped 3 of their last 4, and their perimeter shooting can be pretty inconsistent. A major concern, Howard is questionable with an upper body injury. That's been a thing for a little bit. That's going to continue to hamper their scoring ability going forward, probably. Valkyries are an expansion team that's really proving themselves at 9-8. Their major strength is on defense, ranking in the top tier of my defense data sets. They can get to the free throw line, but overall, on the offensive side, they're kind of inconsistent, ranging anywhere from average to slightly below average by my data. They just suffered a tough but kind of expected loss to the Lynx, and they've struggled on the road lately. But here's the thing, the Valkyries have the best against the spread record in the entire WNBA at 11-6. They're great as underdogs, going 8-3 against the spread in their last 11. They're a confident, tough team that competes really hard. You'd hardly know that they were an expansion team. The Dream have failed to cover 5 of their last 6, including 4 of their last 5 at home, despite winning many of those games outright. So, let's get to the picks. For against the spread, that Dream at -6.5 is a tricky number in my opinion. That might change before tip-off, but that's where it is right now. My data says pure danger on the money line, but the against the spread trends are stronger to me. The Valkyries are against the spread monsters, especially as underdogs, and the Dream have been terrible at covering at home. Even with the Dream's home court advantage, the Valkyries' defense and the Dream's recent weaknesses against the spread, plus the potential Howard injury, make me lean towards taking the points. So I'm strongly considering taking the Valkyries at 6.5 against the spread. Looking at the over-under at 158.5 points, both these teams do play pretty solid defense, with the Valkyries leading the league in opponent shooting percentage and the Dream being third in points allowed. While the Dream's offense is potent, the Valkyries' offensive struggles and the potential absence of Howard for the Dream could lean this towards a lower scoring game. So I'm feeling decent under 158.5 points. So the money line, all right, this is the thing. My system says it's dangerous, while the market sees it as a clear favorite for the Dream. And they are tough at home. My data just doesn't see enough of an edge for a statistically confident moneyline play here, and I like things safe. I will track Atlanta to win outright for data purposes as they are favored by my system's raw score, but based on the differential and the danger rating, I do not recommend touching that money line for a bet for you. You do what you want, I guess, but my number is just too close for me to recommend it to you. All right, wrapping things up, it's Wings heading to Phoenix to take on the Mercury. Mercury get a decent Eddie confident pick. There's quotes around that confident pick, by the way, with the differential of 3.711 in their favor. Historically, that means the win probability for Mercury should be around 75%, all things being equal. The books have the Mercury as 6-point favorites, implying about a 72% chance for the Mercury to win by their moneyline data. The over-under is sitting at 163.5 points. My confident pick aligns pretty well with that market. favoring the Mercury. But let's look at why and why I have quotes around confident. The Mercury are a strong team, though they're coming off a 2-game losing streak that snapped a 6-game winning streak that they had. They've got a potent offense, and they're tough at home with 7-3 as their record at home. Anyway, the Wings are sitting at 6-13. Not a great record, and they're not a great road team, losing 7 of 9 away. But they've won 2 straight, and 3 of their last 4 games are they've started to show some fight, guys. Their offense can score, but their shooting percentages are among the league's lowest. So now let's talk about the elephant in the room. We're talking about injuries. The news reports are conflicting. Honestly, it's a bit messy right now. For the Wings, there are strong indications that 3 of their key players are likely out for tonight. That's not ideal for their scoring and rebounding. But here's where it gets even trickier. For the Mercury, some articles are reporting that their top 2 players are out, but others are listing them as probable. So this kind of uncertainty is why I always tell you to check the matchup and injury news about 20 or 30 minutes ahead of time. If these key players are truly out for both teams, it drastically changes the dynamics of this game, potentially turning it into a much lower scoring game. And it makes the current betting line for the Mercury seem kind of high. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the over-under at 163.5 points. If even some of those key players are out, especially the scorers, the offensive lead dogs, it's going to be tough for either team to hit their offensive averages. The Wings already have offensive struggles, and if Mercury's top scorers are missing, points are going to be at a premium. So I'm feeling strong on the under at 163.5 points. Against the spread, we've got the Mercury favored by 6 points. My system sees them as a confident team, and they beat Dallas by 13 points at home some time ago, but the Wings have been fantastic covering the spread lately, going 6-2 against the spread in the last 8 games. If those Mercury stars are indeed out, then 6 points is a lot to give up. The Wings just beat them as 11.5-point underdogs. Considering the massive potential impact of those injuries, I'm thinking about going against what might be conventional thinking by taking the points here with the Wings at +6 against the spread. Not to be bold or whatever language other bettors use. It's just a feeling with all these question marks kind of up in the air. Looking at who's actually playing 20 minutes before tip-off is going to be critical before finalizing that choice. As for the money line, my system gives the Mercury a confident win probability. The market says Mercury, given the uncertainty about injuries, even with that confident rating, I am going to track the Mercury to win outright for the data. I'm going to stick with it. However, due to the high volatility from these conflicting injury reports, I would advise caution on placing money line until you have confirmed lineups closer to game time. If those Mercury injuries are true, that money line pick could be a trap. Always check that final injury report before you throw down any serious cash, all right? All right, quick recap. Decent Eddie confident money line picks, Mercury, question mark, quotation marks, asterisk, all that. Decent Eddie suboptimal money line picks, we don't have any of those. Danger money line picks, it's the dream. For parlays, as you know, I will include confident picks in parlays. I know my data set has Mercury as a confident pick, but those injuries could change that confident pick to a danger pick with a quickness. But I will always endorse any 3-leg or up to a 3-leg parlay, I should say, with odds that range between -400 to -450. If you do that, your odds are going to stay at or above 50%, which is what I like. Regardless of what you choose, I never recommend more than a 3-leg parlay due to the risks of combined probabilities. And remember, don't spend more than 10% of your bankroll in total across all your wagers in a day. Never chase losses. And if you need help with a gambling problem, check out my channel's description. All right? So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell to get my picks before tip-off on the day of the game. Follow me at Decent Eddie Picks on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can see me at X at Decent Eddie Picks, spelled P-I-X. You can see me at TikTok, decent.eddies.picks. I'll post updated team grades there. I did that just today. And if I have any last-minute thoughts or end-game thoughts, I'll sometimes post there. Let's see what happens tonight. This should be an interesting night. This is Decent Eddie signing off. Have an awesome day.